Hey guys, how's it going? It's your friendly blue collar gamer here, and today I'd like to talk to you about why, in my opinion, the Ace of Spades is the only weapon you need going into the Crucible for the rest of this season and going into the Witch Queen. Now, we don't know what changes they're going to make to the weapons until they start releasing that info, but I have to say Ace of Spades is still going to be at the top of the list for your PvP go-tos. Now, there's two main factors on why I think that you always need to have this on you, or at least in your inventory, and that all comes down to the Memento Mori perk. Now, when you look at the perk, it's going to tell you two things. Now, the first thing is that when you get a kill and reload, you're going to be reloading 6 high damage bullets. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's around 90 to the head or 91 to the head. That allows you to 2-tap low resilience guardians or 2 to the head, 1 to the body from fairly long ranges. Now, the other half of that perk is that you're going to have constant radar. Constant radar is, in my opinion, why you really should never take this out of your inventory and always have it when you're going into PvP. Now today I am going to be rocking with the main ingredient as my secondary, and if you want to take a quick look at all my stats and mods, I'll just flash through them right now. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. So one thing a lot of new or even veteran players forget when they're hopping into the Crucible, and it's a key thing at that's the importance of radar and positioning. Destiny 2 is unlike a lot of radar-based FPS games in the sense that when you're playing Destiny 2, you're going to aim down your sights and lose your radar for a short period of time, and it's not going to come back until you exit your ADS. Now, this really sets back a lot of newer players, or maybe players that don't play a lot of Crucible and like to hang out in raids or PvE content. Radar. It's the most important thing when you're playing PvP. If someone's behind you, you want to know. If someone's around the corner, you want to know. If someone's just crouched and gone off radar, you want to have that information, whether you're playing Trials, Iron Banner, even just your regular Rumble, Clash, things like that. It's the best info you can get, and it's really the part that sets you from all the other PvP players. Everyone knows how to shoot a gun. Everyone knows how to run from one end of the map to the next. But the one thing that can set you apart from all other players is constantly being aware of your surroundings. It really does help to have that radar up, and there's only 2 other things in the game that can do that for you. One being the Mida multi-tool, which sure, it's great, but there's not a lot of maps that you want to pull that out and use it. The other is going to be the Knucklehead radar, which is a great option for newer players, but I don't recommend sacrificing your exotic armor for something that you can get used to, or you can use, like I said, the Ace of Spades. Another thing that a lot of people would say is, well, why don't you use a different 140, a legendary 140, or maybe even a 120? And my argument is that there's so many energy weapons that you can pair with the Ace of Spades that it really doesn't matter that you lose your exotic. Your options are really limitless. You could use a 1,000-yard stare if you want a sniper. You could use main ingredient, plug 1 if you want a fusion rifle. You could use the Sojourner's Tale if you want a slug shotgun, or the Philo. You could use the Retro Futurist. You could use the 7th Seraph. You could use the Found Verdict, the Fellwinter's Lie if you really want to. There's really no reason to argue that you need an energy that's an exotic. And on top of that, being able to do 90 to the head from across the map, long ranges, something like 36, 37 meters, which is one of the best in all hand cannons that we have, is really unheard of, and it's unprecedented to be able to do that without a timer. There's a lot of weapons in the game that have Kill Clip, Rampage, Swashbuckler, different perks where you can get a damage buff that can equal that out, but you only have it for 5, maybe 10 seconds if you're lucky. I argue that being able to hold those 6 shots from the start of a Trials round to the very end of it and have no issues or worries on whether you're going to lose that damage buff, as long as you don't swap weapons and you're conscientious that you have it, you can really make that last an entire Trials round and get the final kill using Memento Mori, even if you got the first pick. The last thing I do want to say about Ace of Spades is that it's got a lot of different options, a lot of different variabilities that you can use it with different setups, but I would find one that you're comfortable with and just practice and play and use it to get used to radar, as well as to learn your surroundings. There's lots of different classes and builds you can find, especially on YouTube, that will honestly help you improve your game, and then you can separate off and use those 140s, those 120s. but I do recommend trying Ace of Spades right now if you're having trouble in the Crucible. If you're having trouble with trials, you haven't gone flawless, put the Ace of Spades on, give it a whirl, and see how you like it. I promise you'll be very, very impressed. If you made it this far in the video, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like and comment on the video, as it helps the channel grow and reach new viewers. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be notified whenever I post a new video, and let me know down in the comments what gun you'd like me to talk about next. All clips and gameplay were recorded at twitch.tv/bluecollaredgamer.